We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about the players. We have a lot to talk about the board. And we have a lot to talk about this performance. I might even split this video into two. I couldn't believe what I saw today. I swear to God, I couldn't believe what I saw. Just imagine, this is a team playing at home. Packed out stadium. Every fan went into this game telling themselves, maybe, just maybe, we can defy the odds. We can surprise the world, including ourselves. We can put pressure on our rivals. And I'm just sat telling myself, listen, you're coming up against good teams in the Serie A. Don't crumble, just take it for a month. Compete for just 1 month. For 1 month. For 1 month, keep breathing down their necks. Keep winning your games, even if you go on to completely take yourself out of the title race. In April, in May, fans will look at this Juve team and say, listen, when it mattered most, you stepped up. You competed, but you fell short at the final hurdle. To lose at home 4-0 in a game that potentially could have ended 7 or 8, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing on so many different accounts. It's embarrassing on the management. It's embarrassing on the board. It's embarrassing on the players. I couldn't believe it. Like, you see me, when the game started, I remember I was sat telling myself, and I was like, Juve, can they win? I came out and said belief, faith, trust one another. Expect the unexpected. And it's crazy. Like, it's so fitting, literally. Expect the unexpected. I never expected 4-0 at home to Atalanta. Never. I never ever expected that performance. Never. I was sat watching that game and I was like, every Juve fan, like, as a fan, you have belief, you have faith. I don't think anybody expected them to go toe-to-toe with like Inter, Napoli, even Atalanta and win the Scudetto, bearing in mind the season that they've had. But just show you've got the mentality. Perform. Let me break it down for you guys. Perform like a team that belongs in the title race. You see what I mean? So you see sometimes when you watch teams and you see first against second. Prime example. Last week. Inter, Napoli, first against second. Both of those teams you could see they belong in the title race. They had goals. They were defensive. They had structure. They had a plan. You see, in these games, make it look like you belong in the title race, okay? Don't make it look like you're some fugazi. Don't make it look like you're some imposter that doesn't belong in this title race, because that's what Juventus looked like. They looked like a team that got dragged into the title race. And as soon as the opportunity came to defy the odds, to put on a statement performance, to tell Inter Napoli, time to worry about us. We've joined the party late, but we're here for a madness. Yeah, wallah, the madness was 4-0 at home. Let me calm down. Perform like a team that belongs in the title race. Perform like a team that's worthy of being the 4th best team in the Serie A. Perform like a big boy. Perform like a big team. Juventus did not perform like a team that belongs in the title race. And just because of that, in my opinion, it's done. Any hope, any belief, it's all gone. Atalanta don't look at Juve and respect them. You think Antonio Conte, Simone Inzaghi are looking at that Juve performance and telling themselves this is a team I should be scared about? Juve can go and win their next 5 in a row. They'll look at them as a little bro. Yeah, they'll look at them as little bro. You guys aren't serious. Because when it matters the most, you shit your pants and you lose 4-0 at home. Did you see the stadium at the end? Empty. Empty. Everyone's gone home. It was disappointing, I'll be honest, because I said, even if they don't win it. I said it with Giuseppe. I said, even if they don't win it, show character, show fight. Show you belong. You deserve this. You can learn from this, the experience, take it on. These players showed me they can't handle big game moments. They can't handle the pressure. Can't handle big games against opposition that are playing for something. Atalanta, they know what they're playing for. They know last week they dropped points to Venezia, a game that they should have won. And they saw Napoli win. They saw Inter win. They knew we had to win. They never knew they were going to come to Torino and win 4-0 in a game they could have won 6, 7, 8. Let's just look at the game. Let's just look at the game. First goal, it's a penalty, McKennie. You've seen them given, you've seen them not given. Is it harsh? Yeah, but listen, the arm, it's stretched out, it's in an unnatural position. Fair enough, like me, I'm somebody that's played football. I understand sometimes when you jump, you need to raise your arm in order to be able to elevate yourself off the ground. But listen, referees, I've told you guys, they read off a script. They read off a manual. They give the penalty. But listen, I always say, in games, sometimes things happen. Sometimes your teammate gets sent off. Sometimes your best player gets injured. Find a way to change it. They go 1-0 down. The first half performance, it was poor. And I was sat telling myself, Juve, keep it 1-0. Keep it 1-0, Juve. Keep it 1-0. You need half-time. You need those 15 minutes. Motta needs to sit down these players and tell them, listen, the reason for half-time, there's two reasons. And this is a fact, by the way. The reason for half-time is, one, to give the players a rest. They can recharge. They can take in liquids. I don't know. Nowadays they have gels, bars, an opportunity for them to recharge, have a 15-minute rest. But what's the second reason for a 15-minute half-time break? For managers to sit down and assess what's happened in the first 45 minutes. Where has it gone wrong? Where has it gone wrong? Where has it gone right? Which areas they're being exploited and which areas they're exploiting the opposition. It's 15 minutes to sit with the players and tell them, my instructions were wrong before the game, so let's change them. My starting 11 was wrong before the game. Let's change it. That's why you've got bloody 5 substitutions. Okay, let's calm down. You've got substitutions. So you can make substitutions at halftime. You can tweak your instructions. You can tweak your tactical setup. You could do everything. You could even kiss them on the head. You could do everything. 15 minutes. I was like, they need this. It's gone wrong in the first half, but they need this. Use this 15 minutes to your advantage. Change it up. Change the instructions. Tell them to be a bit more calm in possession. This is an Atalanta team that pushes the whole team in their own half. Stay calm. Drop deep. Create the angles. Make sure your teammates are in close proximity. Players don't like to think on the ball. When they get the ball, they want the pass to be screaming, to be staring at them in the face. How does that happen? Let the players drop deep. Tell them to understand, listen, don't play the occasion, play the game. I understand it's 4th against 3rd. Calma. Control. Composure. They come out, 2 minutes later, 2-0 down. You can't make this up. You think it's a story. I couldn't believe it. When half-time came and they were 1-0 down, I was like, this is perfect. This is perfect. They haven't played well, but they've still got a chance. Now let's roll the dice. They come out in the second half. They concede up to 2-3 minutes. The game was done. Like I said, McKennie, first goal, penalty. The second goal, Lloyd Kelly. Obligation to buy. Obligation. Not option. Obligation. Look, this is how I look at it, yeah? When you go out and you sign a player, that player better tick all the boxes you want in the style of football you want to play. Lloyd Kelly is not a ball-playing centre-half. You could see him today. He panics when being pressed. He panics when there's no passing angles available. He panics when he gets into the opposition half and it now begins to get congested. He panics. And when he panics, that's what he does. He either launches it long or he gives it away to the opposition. Defensively, his reading of the game isn't the best. Don't get me wrong. At times, he saved Juventus today. But at times, he played a massive part. Lloyd Kelly is not a good signing. It's not good business, regardless of the price tag. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's just the harsh truth. He gives the ball away. You don't want to be giving the ball away to an Atalanta team that smell blood. They smell blood. They go, they attack, they score. Yeah. You look at Lookman has a shot on goal, rebound comes, all the Juve players, they're literally ball watching. Oh, where's the ball going? Left, right? Oh, no. Watch the man. Watch the player running in. They don't. They're just watching the ball. They're too late. 2-0. Then you look at the third goal. The third goal for me is what told me Juve do not belong in this title race. That was football. That third goal was football. That third goal was a team that knew I can punish the opposition. Did you see it? The giving in, the going, the fullback, the attacker, the striker, the 1-2s, the back heel. And look at this. Why is it when the back heel comes, there's no Juve player? Somebody tell me. You guys have got the comments. Somebody tell me. All the Juventus players are way higher up. Why didn't nobody track Zappacosta? Why? Why? Did nobody think maybe he might have a shot? The rebound falls to Zappacosta. Zappacosta is making the run into the box. He's unmarked. He's open. That was an embarrassing goal to concede. It was a lovely goal to watch. That was football. That was football. If you're a football purist and you love the game, that's a lovely goal. Why is he alone? Why is he alone? Locatelli, he's put in a predicament where he's thinking, I don't know what to do. Do I lunge in? Do I slide? If I do slide, it blocks any cross, any shot. Nah. They were like, slide, bro. I'm going to backheel it. And my teammate is open. 1-on-1 with the keeper. And they score. And I just watched that goal. And I was like, there were so many players on the left-hand side. Why didn't a single one of you track him? Their heads were gone. Just like mine. Their heads were gone. And then the fourth, it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame because it's a player that I like. It's a player that I like. But this is a player that his Juve career is done. You could see he's got no confidence in himself, no belief, and this isn't even me making excuses. Comes on, unfortunate mistake. It's not intentional. It's just a mistake that happens in football. You slip, your two boots slide, the ball goes in the opposite direction. But even then, Atalanta, they got the ball on the halfway line. Guys, there's a whole field to go through. They charge. Nobody closes down the angle. Nobody closes down the shot. They basically look at Lookman and tell him, do what you do best. Carry, cut in, and shoot. And guess what Lookman done? He done that. And he turned around and said to them, thank you. 4-0. Thank you for the 3 points. There was a thing that I was looking at after the game. And you know how many times this season I've said to you guys, possession for the sake of possession is pointless. It really is. Possession, when you've got a 2-0 lead, it's lovely. Why? Because ball retention is a form of defense. Possession, and you're not doing anything with it, it's pointless. Let's break it down. On average, throughout the 90-minute game, one team had 63% of the ball. That's more than half. In other games, if you have 63% of the ball, that means you dominate the opposition. And the team that dominates tends to win the game. Imagine I turn around and tell you guys right now, Juventus has 63% of the ball and they lost 4-0 at home. Would you believe me? Well, you better. Because it's true. It's true. Juventus had 63% of the ball. But this is the worst one. This is the worst one. Let me just look at it. Final third entries. Okay, it's a fancy term, but it's self-explanatory. Final third entries. The pitch is split into thirds. First phase, second phase, third phase. First phase is defense. Second phase is midfield. Third phase is attack. Juventus, they got the ball in Atalanta's final third 66 times. That is so impressive. That is so good. Do you want to know how many times Atalanta got the ball in Juventus's final third? 28. But guess what? The team that got it in 28 times. So Juventus, they nearly got it triple the amount. Nearly triple the amount. Atalanta got the ball in Juventus' final third 28 times. They scored 4 goals. They had 37% possession. What does that tell you? It tells you possession, it's useless. It's all about what you do in possession. You can have 10% of the ball. If you make it count, and you're clinical, and you're penetrative, and you're direct, you can win the game with 10% of the ball. You can win the game with 10% of the ball. But you better make sure when the opposition have 90% of the ball, your structure is on point. That's where it was most disappointing. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, the performance, it wasn't great. The character, the mentality, a lot of players, they crumbled. A lot of players that I love so much. Like, defensively poor. Cambiaso, shocking. Like, he looked like a player of late. Shocking. Kenan, everybody knows how much I love Kenan. poor. Coming on, giving the ball away. Nico Gonzalez, he starts once again, poor. The substitute come on, poor. Dusan Vlahovic, poor. Kolo Muani started off amazing, but not doing as well. It was a poor performance, but it showed you can throw money at the problem. It won't solve things. I now look at the recruitment. I really, really, really do. Because why is it the majority of the signings, besides Di Gregorio and Thuram, they've all been flops. They've all been poor. You know how crazy it is to have 63% of the ball, to have 66 final third entries, and to walk out of the game with 0 goals, playing at home, having just spent 200 million? Do you know how crazy that is? And also, do you know how crazy it is to have 37% of the ball, 28 final third entries, and to score 4 goals away from home to Juventus? I'll be honest. Like, it's been a tough. Has it been a month? Oh yeah, okay. It's been a tough 4 weeks. Knocked out in the Champions League playoffs. Knocked out to Empoli. Losing 4-0 to Atalanta. And do you know what makes it worse? Is because I feel like everybody that's looking at Juventus, I don't think they care about Juventus being knocked out of the Coppa Italia. Like, Juventus winning the Coppa Italia, it's not going to define whether the season is good or not, but it's about how you get knocked out. They got knocked out in a very bad way. Nobody expected Juventus to win the Champions League, but it's about how you get knocked out of the Champions League. And it was embarrassing. This is a team that's just gone and conceded 7 goals to Arsenal. That Juventus performance, we all remember it. That second half, it was scary. It was scary what they done to this Juventus team. So, knocked out of the Champions League in embarrassing fashion. Knocked out of the Coppa Italia in embarrassing fashion to embarrassing opposition. 1 week came, everybody thought they were in the title race. Big game moment. Big pressure. Can you step up? Embarrassing performance. Embarrassing scoreline. Embarrassing themselves in front of the crowd. These are all things that will be on the negotiations table in the summer. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you guys. Motta, there's good. There's bad. And then there's the little area where you sit down and you sympathize and you say he's still a young he's still a young coach, he's still a young manager, he's taken on a very, very, very big job. Shall we stand by him whilst he learns, whilst he grows? And I feel like some fans might be accepting of that, but the fans that I've seen, Juve, I've seen Juve win, dominate, succeed, be regarded the best in calcio. They'll be looking at Motta and saying, I don't owe you anything. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't fault them. They'll be looking at him and saying, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you. I don't need to stand by you. I don't need to back you. When you look at some teams, prime example, you look at a team like Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. I'm not saying they're on par, but I'm saying Manchester City have had a very poor season this year. But no fan would look at Pep Guardiola and say, I don't trust you, or I'm not going to stand by you. They'll be like, I've seen what you've done for my team. I will stand by you no matter what. I feel like the majority of Juve fans are now looking at, and I'm not just saying Motta, they're looking at Motta. They're looking at Gentili. They're looking at these new signings. They're looking at this whole squad and saying, I don't owe you guys anything. I don't need to stand by Coop Miners. I don't need to stand by Nico Gonzalez. I don't need to stand by Gentili. You guys haven't done anything. So until you guys start doing something, you don't have my trust. So I'm going to continue to pile the pressure. And you see fans that think and operate like that, go for it. I don't blame you guys. I really don't. Because to see a performance like that, to see a season crash out the way it has, it's embarrassing. And you can't ever turn around and say a lack of investment. 200 million. Come on, guys. 200 million. To be knocked out by Empoli? To be knocked out by PSV? To lose 4-0 at home to Atalanta? And it's literally one result has now put Juventus from potentially being in a Serie A title race to now potentially not even making top 4. I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I genuinely don't know. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. And I will catch you guys on another one.